Micromeritics, the science and technology of small particles is known as micromeritics. It is the study of various characteristics like particle size and size distribution, particle shape and surface area, porosity, density, flow property, etc. It deals with the study of fundamental and derived properties of both individual as well as collection of particles. Properties of powders. Fundamental properties relates to the individual particle, whereas derived properties are dependent on fundamental properties and define the factors relating to their measurement. Fundamental properties like size, shape, volume, and surface area, and the phase, that is solid, substance, or liquid, are different parameters to describe particles. During the development of formulation using solid substance or liquid, all these parameters influence the bulk properties, product performance, process ability, stability, and also affect the appearance of the end product. Various fundamental properties are particle size and size distribution, particle shape, particle surface area, particle weight, and particle number. Derived properties of the powder are density of powders, that is bulk density, tap density, granular density, and true density. Flow properties of powders, porosity and bulkiness. Let us see the first fundamental property of the powder, that is particle size and size distribution. Particle size represents the dimensions of solid powders, liquid particles, and gaseous bubbles. Particle size mainly influence dissolution rate for solid powders. Absorption rate of poorly soluble drug can be improved by reducing the particle size and thus enhances the bioavailability of drug. Particle size is also considered during development of new chemical entities as it affect physical properties of active pharmaceutical ingredients as well as excipients. Particle size and shape significantly affect various manufacturing steps such as mixing, granulation, drying, milling, blending, coating, encapsulation as well as compression. As per ICH guidelines, particle size is the critical parameter which affects safety, efficacy, and stability of solid dosage form and certain liquid dosage forms like suspension and emulsion. During manufacturing of solid dosage forms like tablet and capsule, particle size influences a large number of parameters in processing, including capsule filling, porosity, and flow ability. Similarly, in suspension, physical properties and particle size of dispersed particles both affect the stability of the formulation. Expression of particle in diameter. The size of a sphere is readily expressed in terms of its diameter. Different terms are surface diameter, denoted by the symbol ds, is the diameter of a sphere having the same surface area as the particle. Volume diameter, denoted by the symbol dv, is the diameter of a sphere having the same volume as the particle. Projected diameter, denoted by the symbol dp, is the diameter of a projected diameter of a sphere having the same observed area as the particle. Stokes diameter, denoted by the symbol dst, is the diameter which describes an equivalent sphere undergoing sedimentation at the same rate as the asymmetric particle. Here is the list of all equivalent spherical diameters with their respective definition and formulas. So the type of diameter depends on the method which is used to determine it. For example, when the adsorption method is used, the diameter is expressed as surface diameter. Laser diffraction method is used, then it is volume diameter, that is by using counter method. Microscopy, when is used to determine the diameter of the particle, then the diameter is known as projected diameter. Sedimentation method or illustration method, Stokes diameter. Sieving method, sieve diameter. Adsorption method, volume surface diameter. Microscopy, maximum length. Dynamic light scattering, hydrodynamic diameter, and cascade impactor, aerodynamic diameter. Particle size determination methods. The first method is optical microscopy, also known as counting method. Second method is sieving method, also known as separation method. Third one is the sedimentation method, and fourth is the conductivity method. Optical microscopy is usually used for the characterization of the particles whose size is ranging between 0.25 micrometer to 100 micrometer. Optical microscopy technique is applied for determination of particle size in suspension, aerosol, and globule size of the emulsions. In this method, the required sample size is less than 1 gram. The particle size in optical microscopy is expressed by projected diameter, that is the diameter of a sphere having the same area as that of the irregular particles when observed under a microscope. Advanced microscopes have better resolving power and can measure size in nano range. Example, ultra microscope, electron microscope, scanning electron microscope, transmission electron microscope. Procedure of microscopy method. Eyepiece of the microscope is fitted with micrometer, stage micrometer. This eyepiece micrometer is then calibrated using a standard stage micrometer. The powder sample is dispersed in a suitable vehicle in which it does not dissolve and its properties are not altered. For example, water for hydrophobic powders and paraffin oil for hydrophilic powders. This sample is then mounted on a slide and placed on the stage under the objective of microscope. Around 300 to 500 particles must be visualized to get good results. Their diameter is noted and mean is computed. Advantages of the microscopy method are: one can view particles, any aggregates can be detected, contamination of particles can be detected, use of cover slip for arresting motion of particles, easy and simple method for the determination of particle diameter or particle size. Disadvantages: length and breadth can be detected, but depth or thickness of particles cannot be measured. It is slow, time consuming, tedious, and inaccurate. Number of particles to be measured is more, and large sample is, this is not the disadvantage, large sample required for sieving method. The size of spherical particle definitely and quantitatively explained through diameter of particles. Particle of any material mostly to be asymmetrical in form and non-spherical, but when particle is hypothetically considered as spherical particle and diameter of spherical particle categorized as Farad diameter, Martin diameter, and projected area diameter. This diagram represents the various diameters. The diameter denoted as 1, it is the Martin diameter and is the average chord length of a particle which equally divides the projected area. The diameter denoted by number 2 is the Farad's diameter and is the average distance between pairs of parallel tangents to the projected outline of the particle. Y is the projected outline of the particle. The projected area diameter is the diameter of a sphere having the same projected area as the particle and is denoted by number 3 in the figure. Particle size distribution. Any collection of particles is usually polydispersed, that is different size particles are present. If it is monodispersed, then particles are of equal size in the powder. It is therefore necessary to know not only the size of a certain particle but also how many particles of the different size exist in the sample. Thus, we need an estimate of the size range present and the number of weight fraction of each particle size. This is the particle size distribution from which average particle size for the sample can be calculated. Particle size is related to the shape and surface area of individual particle. Particle size distribution has profound impact on the stability, aesthetic appearance, rate of absorption, and bioavailability of drug, and is also a basic need of various regulatory agencies to establish particle size distribution of excipients as well as pharmaceutical formulations. Types of particle size distribution. Two types are there. Number particle size distribution. In this technique, we count the number of particles in specific size range. The number of particles are usually calculated by microscopic technique. Weight particle size distribution. In this technique, we weigh the particle in specific size range. The weight of the particle is usually calculated by sedimentation or sieving method. This is the table which represents the conversion of number distribution to weight distribution, that is log normal distribution. So using microscopy method, we determine the number of particles with the size range. So here two particles are having size range in between 2 to 4, that is mean of the size range is 3. 32 particles having size range 4 to 6, 64 are having size range 6 to 8, 48 having 8 to 10, 30 having 10 to 12, 14 particles having 12 to 14 size range, 14 to 16 size range 6 particles are there, 3 particles with 16 to 18 size range, that is 17 is the main size or average diameter of the particle, and one particle is there with size range in between 18 to 20, that is average diameter is 19. So total 200 particles are observed in microscopy technique. Then we calculate the percent, that is from 200 particles, 2 particles having size range 2 to 4, so the percent is 1%. 2 divided by 200 multiplied by 100. So the 1% of the particle is having size range between 2 to 4, or average particle diameter is 3 micrometer. 16% represents particles having average diameter 5 micrometer. Then we convert this into the cumulative percent frequency undersize. That is, here 1% particles having undersize, that is less than 4. Then 1 plus 16, that is 17% particles having undersize than 6 to 8. Then 49% particles having undersize, that of 7, like that. Then n into d, that is n is the number of particles, 2 multiplied by 3, that is 6. 32 multiplied by 5, that is 160. Then we took the square of d, that is 9 multiplied by 2 is equal to 18. 25 multiplied by 32 is equal to 800. Similar way we determine the nd cube for all roots, that is cube of the 3 is 27 multiplied by 2 is equal to 54. Then we determine the percent weight from this. So we add this nd cube and we determine the percent weight, that is 54 divided by sum of this nd cube multiply by 100, and we get the nd cube. In this way we convert the number distribution into the weight distribution. Then here again cumulative percent frequency undersize, that is 0.03, same here 0.03 plus 2.31, that is 2.34. 2.34 plus 12.65 is equal to 14.99. In the next slide, we will see that we plot the graph particle size versus percent frequency. So here it is the particle size 3579. So this will be plotted on the x-axis 3579 on the x-axis, and the cumulative percent frequency, that is 117, and the cumulative percent frequency under size, that is weight. These are plotted on the y-axis, and we get the two curves which represent number distribution and weight distribution respectively. Here we take the log probability plot of the data, that here particle size in micrometer and the cumulative percent frequency under size on the y-axis. So this point represents the particle size, that is 7.10, and this is the mean geometric diameter. So 16% is the undersize here, 10 to 13, so 16% undersize with diameter 4.95 micrometer. So this, if you draw the perpendicular here, so it becomes 4.95. So 16% undersize, the diameter of the particle, average diameter is 4.95, and when it is 50% undersize, then the diameter, average diameter of the particle is 7.10. Similar way, cumulative frequency plot of the data, that is the weight distribution and number distribution. So when the logarithm of the particle size is plotted against cumulative percent frequency on a probability scale, a linear relationship is obtained. This we observed in this plot. This linear plot is advantageous to characterize a log normal distribution curve by means of two parameters, slope of the line and a reference point. This linear plot is advantageous to characterize a log normal distribution curve by means of two parameters, slope of the line and a reference point. The reference point used is the logarithm of the particle size equivalent to 50% on the probability scale, that is the 50% size, and this is known as geometric mean diameter and denoted by symbol dg. The slope is given by the geometric standard deviation sigma g, which is the quotient of the ratio, that is 84% undersize or 16% oversize divided by 50% size, or 16% undersize or 84% oversize divided by 50% size. The geometric standard deviation on a weight basis is 1.43. The geometric mean diameter, the particle size at the 50% probability level on a weight basis dg is 10.4 micrometer, whereas dg 7.1 micrometer. Sieving method. A most commonly used method is sieving and sorting a large quantity of particles into various size ranges using the sieves. The characterization particle size ranges from 5 to 12,000 micrometer. Vibratory sieving machines consist of vibratory screens which are rectangle type sieving machines, and they work on the principle of gyratory motion. Most sieve analyzers utilize a series or layer of sieves which have the coarser mesh at the top of the series and smallest mesh at the bottom above a collector tray. The mesh size goes on decreasing from top to bottom. In this method, IP standard of sieve series are used and are calibrated by National Bureau of Standards. In this consist a series of sieves consisting of aperture ranging from large, that is 90 micrometer, to small, that is 5 micrometer, which are produced by photo etching and electroforming techniques. According to the US procedure for sieving analysis, a mass of sample is placed on the stack of sieve in a mechanical shaker. The mass of the sample is shaken for a definite period of time, and the portion of the sample that passes from one sieve to be retained on the next finer sieve and is collected and weighed. So the oversized particle of this sieve size range remains in this sieve and collected and weighed later on. Undersized particles pass into the sieve, oversized retain, undersized pass, oversized retain, undersized pass, and in this way we get the particles retained on each sieve, and in this way we collect those particles and weigh. Obtained data are analyzed for normal rock distribution, cumulative percent frequency distribution, and probability curve. Advantage of the sieving method is it is simple, rapid, and inexpensive method. Disadvantage, it has issues since precision is tough to achieve using this technique. There is a requirement for a trained operator. Sieving method is not accurate for non-spherical particles, but this limitation can be overcome by applying vibration to move particles from the aperture. This method is also not applicable for all dispersed systems, cohesive or non-spherical particles which clog the aperture of the sieves. Third method is sedimentation method. This method is based on the principle of gravity and involves the measurement of rate of settling of the uniformly dispersed powder particles. This method is used for the measurement of particle size having size range near about 1200 micrometer. In this method, the particle size is expressed via Stokes diameter, which is referred to as the diameter of an equivalent sphere having the same rate of sedimentation of the irregular particles. Sedimentation of particles can be studied by using Anderson pipette, a balance method, and hydrometer method. To analyze particle size distribution of a powder in a weight sample, one of the most widely used and known techniques was developed by Anderson and Lundberg and employs the sedimentation principle for the particle size analysis. It is commonly known as Anderson pipette method. This sedimentation method is based on the principle of Stokes' law. In this technique, the particle size analysis can be done via two methods. One is by measuring the particle retention in one particular zone, and the other type which includes a non-retention measurement zone like pipette method, wherein the known volumes of suspension are drawn off and the concentrations are measured with respect to time. Construction of the Anderson pipette. So this figure represents Anderson apparatus for determining particle size by gravity sedimentation method. Anderson fixed position pipette consists of a 200 ml graduated cylinder which can hold about 200 mm graduated cylinder which can hold about 500 ml of the suspension fluid. A pipette is located centrally. This is the pipette which is located centrally in the cylinder and is held in position by a ground glass stopper so that its tip coincides with the zero level. The three-way tap allows fluid to be drawn into a 10 ml reservoir which can then be emptied into a beaker or centrifuge tube. Procedure or method: a 1% or 2% suspension of the powder in a suitable liquid medium is placed in the pipette. The particles must not be aggregated or clumped together in the suspension because such clumps would fall more rapidly than the individual particles and erroneous results would be obtained. The proper deflocculating agent must be added in each sample that will keep the particles free and separate as they fall through the medium. At a given intervals of time, samples are withdrawn from a specified depth without disturbing the suspension. The amount of powder can be determined by weighing following drying or centrifuging. The data of cumulative weight is used for the determination of particle weight distribution, number distribution, etc. This is the Stokes equation. This equation represents Stokes equation. V is equal to d square into bracket rho s minus rho 0 multiplied by g 18 eta 0, where V is the rate of particle settling, D is the distance of falling or settling, H is the distance of falling or settling, D is the diameter of the particles, rho S and rho zeros are the densities of the particle and dispersion medium respectively, G is the acceleration due to gravity and eta is the viscosity of the medium. So Stokes diameter is determined using this equation. The particle diameter corresponding to various time periods is calculated from Stokes' law, with h being the height of the liquid above the lower end of the pipette at the time each sample is removed. The residue of dried sample obtained at a particular time is the weight fraction having particles of sizes less than the size obtained by Stokes' law calculation for the time period of settling. The weight of each sample residue is therefore called the weight under size, and the sum of successive weights is known as the cumulative weight under size. It can be expressed directly in weight units or as a percentage of total weight of the final sediment. The last method is conductivity method. Conductivity methods are of two types, that is laser light scattering method. It is based on the principle of change in light intensity. The measurement of this change in light intensity gives estimate of particle size. Electrical stream sensing zone method, counter. This instrument operates on the principle that when a particle is suspended in conducting liquid passes through a small orifice on either side of which are electrodes, a change in electric resistance occurs. Sample preparation for particle size or volume determination. The suspension should be sufficiently dilute so that particles pass through essentially one at a time. A constant voltage is applied across the electrodes to produce a current. As the particle pass through the orifice, it displaces its own volume of electrolyte, resulting into an increased resistance between the two electrodes. The change in resistance in relation to particle volume causes voltage pulse, which is amplified and fed to a pulse height analyzer calibrated in terms of particle size. The instrument records electronically all those particles producing pulses that are within the two threshold values of the analyzer. Particle size distribution can be obtained by varying threshold settings systematically and counting the numbers of particles in a constant sample size. The instrument counts approximately 4,000 particles per second. This helps to obtain the total number of particles and particle size distribution in relatively short period of time. The data then converted from volume distribution to a weight distribution. So this is the schematic diagram of counter apparatus used to determine particle volume. Here, electrolyte solution is placed with the particles of which we are going to determine the particle volume. This is the orifice, either side of which are electrodes placed. When the powder particle passes through this orifice, it displaces its own volume of the electrolyte solution, and this is then observed by main amplifier, then pulse amplifier, and pulse height proportional to particle volume is determined. Advantage: particle size ranging from 0.5 to 500 microns can be detected through counter apparatus. Gives number distribution, particle volume measured and can be converted to diameter. This is accurate, sensitive and fast technique as 4000 particles per second can be counted. Disadvantage: it is expensive. Application: counter can be used to study particle growth and dissolution and the effect of antibacterial agents on the growth of microorganisms. Let us discuss particle shape. So according to the shape, particles are divided into two groups, that is symmetrical particles and asymmetrical particles. So this first column represents very angular particles, second represents angular particles. These are subangular, sub-rounded, rounded and well-rounded. This last row represents the particles with low sphericity. Middle represents particles with medium sphericity and the upper one represents particles with high sphericity. Symmetrical particles are the particle having specific crystal shape and can be expressed in terms of diameter known as a symmetric particle. The particle having specific crystal shape and can be expressed in terms of the diameter known as symmetrical particle. For example, spherical shaped particles. Symmetrical particles are mainly found in spherical shape. So if we know the diameter of spherical particle, we can easily determine its surface area and volume. Asymmetrical particle: the particle which have no specific crystal shape known as asymmetrical particles. As the asymmetry of particle increases, then the surface area and volume of the particle also become complex to determine. In order to determine their surface area, that is the surface area and volume of asymmetrical particle, four different types of equivalent diameter terms are used, that is surface diameter, volume diameter, projected diameter and Stokes diameter. Particle shape determination. Particle shape also influence on surface area, flow properties, packing and compaction of the particles. Spherical particles have minimum surface area and better flow properties. Shape can also influence rate of dissolution of drugs. Techniques which are used to determine particle shape are microscopy and light scattering. Here this slide represents different particle shapes, that is acicular, which is needle shaped particle, angular sharp edge particles, crystalline geometric shape particle, dendritic branch crystalline shape particles, granular or equidimensional irregular shape particles, and these are the global shape spherical particles. Surface area of the particle is determined using this formula, that is alpha S dp square, where alpha S represents the surface area factor and the dp represents the projected diameter, whereas ds represents the equivalent surface diameter. So this equation can be represented like pi ds square. Volume of the particle can be calculated using the formula alpha v multiplied by dp cube, where alpha v represents the volume factor and dp represents the projected diameter. This equation represents the determination of volume of particle in using the equivalent volume diameter. For a sphere, alpha s is equal to this this term will go to the right hand side. So alpha s is equal to pi ds square divided by d square p, and that is equal to 3.142. If we want to calculate alpha v, that is volume factor, then it is equal to pi dv square divided by 6 d cube p is equal to 0.524. The ratio alpha s upon alpha v is used to characterize the particle shape. If alpha s upon alpha v is equal to 6, then particle is spherical in shape. If alpha s divided by alpha v is greater than 6, then the particle is asymmetric in shape. Surface area. Method to determine surface area is adsorption method. So surface area is most commonly determined based on the Brunauer-Ahmed-Taylor theory of adsorption, which is also known as BET theory. This equation represents the Bate equation. V is the volume of gas in centimeter cube adsorbed per gram of powder at pressure P. P0 is the saturation vapor pressure of liquefied nitrogen at the temperature of the experiment. B is a constant that expresses the difference between the heat of adsorption and heat of liquefaction of the adsorbate, that is nitrogen. Most substances adsorb a monomolecular layer of gas under certain conditions of partial pressure of gas and temperature. The adsorption process is carried out at liquid nitrogen temperature, that is minus 196 degrees Celsius. Once surface adsorption has reached equilibrium, the sample is heated at room temperature and nitrogen gas is dissolved. Its volume is then measured. As each nitrogen molecule occupies fixed area, one can compute surface area of pre-weighed sample. Quantasorb QS16 is an instrument used to determine surface area and pore structure of pharmaceutical powders. Adsorption and desorption of nitrogen gas on the powder sample is measured with a thermal conductivity detector when a mixture of helium and nitrogen is passed through a cell containing powder. Nitrogen is the adsorbate gas and helium is the inert gas and is not adsorbed on powder surface. As the instrument is sensitive, small powder samples can be analyzed. Quantasorb is useful to analyze number of individual gases or mixture of gases at adsorbates over a range of temperatures. The instrument can be used to measure the true density of powder material and to obtain pore size and pore volume distribution. Second method for the determination of surface area is air permeability method. In this method, powder is packed in sample holder. Packing appears as a series of capillaries. Air is allowed to pass through the capillaries at constant pressure. Resistance is created as air passes through capillaries, thus causing pressure drop. Greater the surface area, greater the resistance. Air permeability is inversely proportional to the surface area. So here, this figure represents the Fischer subsidizer, which based on the principle of air permeability method. Here powder sample is packed and these are the porous plugs, and in the powder sample it contains the capillaries through which the air passes. The pressure difference, as air is allowed to pass through the capillaries at constant pressure, resistance is created as air passes through capillaries, thus causing pressure drop, and here the manometer is there which determines the pressure drop and which varies with the particle size. According to Poisson's equation, V is equal to pi d raised to 4 delta Pt divided by 128 ln, where V is the volume of air flowing through the capillary of internal diameter d, L is the length, T is the time in seconds under a pressure difference, and the delta P represents the pressure difference. The viscosity of fluid or air is eta poise. Flow rate through the plug or bed also affected by degree of compression of the particles, irregularity of the capillary. This equation represents Kozny-Karman equation. Here A is the cross-sectional area of the plug, K is the constant on account of irregular capillaries, and it ranges usually in it is equal to 5 plus minus 0.5. Epsilon is the porosity, and the remaining terms are same as the above equation. Specific surface. Specific surface is the surface area per unit volume, that is SV, or per unit weight, that is SW. So SV is equal to surface area of particles divided by volume of particles, and this is equal to SV is equal to N alpha S D square divided by N alpha V D cube. So it is equal to alpha S divided by alpha V D, where N represents the number of particles. Surface area per unit weight is represented by SW, and it is equal to SV upon rho, where rho is the true density of the particles. So SW is equal to SV, that is alpha S upon alpha V D divided by rho, where dVs represents the volume surface diameter characteristic of specific surface. When particles are spherical, this alpha S upon alpha V is equal to 6. So the equation reduces to SW is equal to 6 upon rho multiplied by dVs. Thank you.